In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a dishwasher. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Josh. This channel is all about DIY to save a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. So we got a lot to go over today, so let's get started. The first step to installing the dishwasher is drilling holes in the side of the sink base cabinet in order to install your drain line, your power cord, and your water supply line. And I'll be connecting the water supply line to a SharkBite Max fitting that's a dual shutoff valve. And today's sponsor is SharkBite. SharkBite makes some of the best fittings on the market for your plumbing needs. And if you'd like to check out any of their products, I'll put a link to their website in the description below. And I'll also tag the products used in this video for the dishwasher installation made by SharkBite. So we're going to go ahead and drill these holes in the side of the sink base now. Almost all dishwashers are going to have the drain hose on the side of them in this orientation that you see here. It's going to come up, loop around, and then loop around even higher. And this area can be removed. So we can manipulate this in order to install it however we want. But you want to make sure you keep this loop here in the hose. And the reason why that is, you don't want dirty water coming from your sink and going into your dishwasher. It creates kind of an anti-siphon area. And also for drilling this out, I'm going to be using a 1-inch paddle bit. That's going to be adequate for this drain hose. So in order to install the power cord, we're going to be installing this 3-prong cord, and it's going to be protected on a GFI outlet. It could also be protected with a GFI breaker if you did not want to get a GFI outlet. But if you want to know how to hardwire a dishwasher, I made a video on that, and you can check out the link in the description below if you'd like to reference that if you have to hardwire your dishwasher. So we're going to be drilling this out with a 3/4-inch paddle bit. We just got to get enough for this cord to go through. The side with the prongs can stay in the sink base, so you really don't have to drill it out big enough for this, just big enough for the cord. As for the water supply line, we're also going to use the 3/4-inch paddle bit for this as well. You can see that's going to be plenty big enough to get the 3/8 end of the water supply line through the sink base. This water supply line is made by Eastman, and Eastman is a sister company to SharkBite, and they're both under the parent company RWC, so you know you're getting good quality, but it's no ordinary water supply line. It has the flood defender feature on it, meaning if a water line bursts that's downstream from this feature, it's going to auto shut off the water, so you will not flood your house once that feature kicks the water off. So that's going to be a huge advantage. And this kit also came with your elbow to connect to the dishwasher. I'd highly recommend this water supply line for your dishwasher installation. Not only does Eastman have the flood defender feature on the water supply line going to the dishwasher, they also make it for the ice maker on your refrigerator. So definitely check out both products if you're interested. So we're going to drill the holes in the sink base now. Using the 3/4-inch drill bit, I'm going to drill 2 holes in the back bottom section of this cabinet. That's going to be for our power cord and our water supply line. I now need a drill for the hose. I'm going to slide the end of the power cord that's going to go to the dishwasher through the back hole. As for the water supply line, the flood defender feature is going to go inside the cabinet, so we're going to fish this end through the hole. All right, we'll address the rest of this after we have the dishwasher in place. In order to connect the power cord and water supply line easily, I'm going to tilt this over onto its side in order to access the bottom. Oftentimes the dishwasher will come with water in them because they are water tested from the factory, so be sure to have a towel on hand in case some leaks out. To connect the Eastman water supply line to the dishwasher, locate the connector that came with the water supply line. This elbow is going to have a 3/4-inch female threaded end with a male 3/8 end, and we're going to hand tighten this onto the area in which the water supply line goes to the dishwasher. The elbow connector has a washer inside here, so it's a compression-like fitting, so we don't need to apply Teflon tape or pipe dope here. We're just going to hand tighten this onto the dishwasher. And we want this to aim towards the back of the dishwasher. Now that we have this hand tightened on, we want to give it a quarter turn with a wrench. You got to be really careful not to strip this out because we got metal onto a plastic area. So you want to make sure you just go a quarter turn. And you can use vice grips like I have here or channel locks. Pivot this back where it belongs. Now that the elbow's installed, we can install the 3/8 water supply line to this area. And another thing, this also has a rubber compression ring, so we do not need any Teflon tape or pipe dope on this either. Now that we are hand tightened on, we're going to use an adjustable wrench to give it a final tightening so that we have a watertight seal. That's all there is to connecting the water supply line to the dishwasher. Here's the area that's going to act as the junction box for our power cord to connect to the dishwasher. This has 3 wires. We have a black, white, and green. And we're simply going to ultimately tie them onto the same colors of the wires that are coming from the dishwasher. I'm first going to install this 3/8 Romex connector over this cord. And we're going to slide it right through this end of the connector. Using a square drive, we're going to tighten that down onto the cord. I'll then remove this nut from the connector. Slide it into this hole here. And then we're going to reinstall that nut. And that's what's going to hold our cord securely to the dishwasher. We now need to make our connections. In order to do this, I'm going to use my linemen's, and we're going to twist the wires together first before placing on our wire nut. So I'm going to take the ground and connect it first. First hand twist it, and then twist it a couple more times with my pliers. I'm then going to use a wire nut and then twist it hand tight over the connection. And I always like to give it a little pull test to make sure we're secure, and that feels good. Now repeat that, white to white, black to black. I'm going to use electrical tape and wrap around the connections. We're going to place these tightly back into this corner of the junction box. Now locate the junction box cover and the screw that came with the hardware pack of the dishwasher. And this area on the junction box cover is going to clip into this slot. And then this is going to go over the screw hole and place the screw to hold it securely to the dishwasher. The wires are now connected. We can sit our dishwasher back upright. Take note of the adjustable legs here. Those will need adjusted to level up the dishwasher. If your floor is really level, you won't have to touch them, but if you do have an unlevel floor, you will have to manipulate them after it's setting upright. Most dishwashers send what are called mounting brackets. With this particular dishwasher, we have options. We can top mount it to where this bracket would go into these 2 areas. If you're doing top mounting, this would slide into this area. And then you'd use your pair of channel locks or pliers and twist the tab in order to hold it into place before mounting the bracket to the countertop. But we're going to do side mounting, so we're going to place one on each side of the dishwasher, but we first must modify the bracket to do so. Since we're mounting to the cabinet, on each side there's an area here in order to install the mounting bracket. We must first break this off at this area for this install since we're using it on the side. So I'm just going to take my channel locks and a pair of pliers and bend this back and forth and break it right here. We'll then work this into this groove here. After it's in, I'm going to take my linemen's here and then twist this so it doesn't come out. So that's now locked into place for the installation. We then got to do that on the other side. I'm now going to fish the drain hose into the base cabinet where we drilled the hole. I'm also going to pull the water supply line and the power cable through as we're pushing the dishwasher back into place. I'm going to position the dishwasher where I want it. I like the dishwasher flush with the cabinet, so I'm going to use a 4-foot level and then press it back until I get it exactly where I want it. All right, that looks good. I'm centered of the opening. Now I need to see if the dishwasher is setting level in general. So I'm going to open it up and we're going to place the level right here with the door totally open. And as you can see, it's actually setting level where it's at like I suspected. So that's good. We don't need to adjust the legs, but if we do, let's say this side was too low, we would simply raise the leg or feet up on that area. You can also look at the reveal of the cabinets and see if it needs adjustment as well, but this looks good where we're at. So we're going to place the screws in through the side of this dishwasher to anchor it. In order to get the impact driver into these holes, I need to remove this top drawer in the dishwasher. In order to do that, there's little clips on the ends of these sliders, and that's what stops this from coming all the way out. So we got to remove them. All we have to do, pull this out and then pull the end, and then it'll pop it right off. Do that on each side. And this will come right out. If you're wondering the exact measurement from the face of the cabinet to the edge of the dishwasher, it's 1 inch, just so you know, in case you're trying to duplicate how far I put my dishwasher back in. We will now need the rest of the contents that came in the hardware kit. We got the 2 screws and we got 2 plugs that's going to go into the side of the dishwasher. Using a drill or impact driver with a number 2 Phillips bit, I'm going to place the screw that came in the hardware pack. Then we're going to go through that hole and into that bracket, then secure it to the cabinet. Now we repeat that on the other side. You can see the screw went through the bracket, not into the actual dishwasher. Now that I have a screw in each bracket, I need to make sure that I have the same reveal down each side so that we're centered in the opening. As you can see, we do. So we can place the drawer back into the dishwasher. And replace the clips. Now all we have to do is use the plugs that it came with and plug the holes. And they literally just snap into the holes. And that's all there is to securing this dishwasher. The dishwashers that I've installed in the past actually came with an insulation blanket and trim kit that goes around to hide all this in the background. But this one did not. I assume it's because it was an affordable option. I can now install this toe kick trim here at the bottom of the dishwasher to cover up the bottom of it. To install this trim piece at the toe kick, all we have to do is remove this screw here at this corner and the one here in this corner, then place this on, then replace the screws, and it's going to hold it on through these slots. I now need to get under the sink cabinet in order to install the water supply line, the drain hose, and the power cord. This is a SharkBite Max dual shutoff valve, and if you'd like to see how I installed this, check out my sink installation video, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. I'll walk you step by step how to install it. Very simple. SharkBite Max fittings work great, push on easy. I highly recommend them. I'm now going to thread this water supply line onto this dual shutoff valve. In order to install this, same idea, we hand tighten it on first, then tighten it up with a wrench. We are now connected to the SharkBite Max fitting, and when we turn this water on, we want to turn it on slow and easy, because if not, it'll trigger this flood defense feature. So slow and easy, let the water trickle in at first. And then after it's all the way on, if it does kick, what we'll have to do is shut the water back off, take the water line off the fitting, and then put it back on. So that's how you would reset the flood defender. Just so you know, this is hot water. The dishwasher hooks to the hot water side under the sink. We're going to go ahead and turn this water on now, nice and easy. As for the drain hose, very simple. We're going to push it onto the dishwasher tailpipe that's on the drain of the kitchen sink and push this on really well. We can now plug in the power cord, and just so you know, this receptacle is GFCI and it's also tamper and weather resistant, so per code that's what we had to have here for this dishwasher. We're now going to plug this in. You can see that dishwasher installation really isn't that difficult if you have the right supplies. This thing looks really good. It's going to last the homeowner for years and years. And something I'd like to mention, if you would like to learn how to install that kitchen sink, check out this video. It'll help you out.